Hello, my name is Marita Manuel, and it's good to be on Gold. I was born in the former Southwest Africa, Namibia, currently, in the 1980s. I've got six siblings in the family. I wouldn't say that I came from from a wealthy family. I came from a very humble family. We grew up in the Okavango, which is Namibia. We moved back to South Africa in 1989 then. I went to school. I went to Pick Up Power Combined School in Pomfret, a very humble school. That is where most of my happiest moments were created. It was a small community of whereby everybody was mom, everybody was uncle, whereby the whole village looked after us. And they, I guess that is where my business inspiration started coming from. It's like started developing. I came back from a background whereby by that time all our parents had to do something in order for us to survive, as our parents' salaries was not that, actually I could not sustain the family. So my mother had to bake bread to sell. She had to slaughter chickens to sell. My mom sold almost everything that will bring food to the table. So my mom was kind of my inspiration then. She literally taught me that you don't really need to have a job in order for you to make money and make a living for your family. So as I grew up, I also started actually helping out my mom in the business, whereby after school we had to come home and bake and go sell and look after my mom's business when she would travel, etc. So that is where everything started. It all started in 2010 when I had my second child. I always had the mindset that once I start having a family and once I actually start having children, etc., I didn't want anybody to look after my children. I wanted to do it myself. And food has always been a passion. It has always been there. So while I was still at work, I used to work for Bongani Investment and Consultants in Angola. And I had a group of colleagues that I would cook for. They knew that my food was good and everything. And they started actually asking me to start preparing food for them and bring it to work, and they'll buy it. So into end of 2010, when I decided to quit my full-time job, I worked as a financial manager for Bongani Investment and Consultant. I stopped, and the main focus was just to look after my children. As I was home, as I became a full-time mom, and I actually started asking myself, what is it that I can do? Definitely I'd made a decision already that I didn't want to go back to work for anybody. And if I had to go back to work, it has to be for myself. Initially it was tough. My parents were not happy about it. My husband was not happy about it. Everybody, literally everybody around me was not happy about it, including my former bosses were not happy about me quitting my full-time job, because it was a well-paid job. It was the financial security was there and everything. But then actually I just had to go with my passion. I quit it, and then 2 months later I started catering for the same colleagues again. Started with work, and then just opposite my former offices, we had the BS, a company called the BSBP. We also had some people there that also knew about my food, and we started ordering. A few months later, I actually started doing corporate catering, whereby I started catering for BP and the BS. I started catering for Total, also all petroleum companies. I started catering for Sonangol. I started catering for some of the banks, most well-known banks in Angola. And that's how it all started. And I started with a name called Lidoya. Initially, we wanted to make it Liboya because it means it's a black diamond. And then because Liboya already existed, so I decided to call it Lidoya. And then I went the business from 2010 until 2015 in Angola. And then 2016, I decided to relocate back to South Africa. And then Ondaka Group was created. The first mistakes, actually, I was actually saying, I made a lot of mistakes initially when I started. One of them was actually the financial management aspect of it, where I could not control. I could not separate between the two, the personal money and the business money, where I was just literally I've put all the eggs in the same basket, where I invested in so much, personal money, household money, everything into the business. I could not separate the same way. Like the same thing happened when it came to spending of the money, whereby everything was just like done with no proper management, etc. And it just like made me realize it's like when you're managing somebody else's finances, it's become much easier. You've got the control and everything. And when it comes to your own, when it came to my own, I couldn't do that very well. So those type of mistakes led me into a lot of financial distraction, so to say. Like I found myself into so much debts, whereby like I started taking money from the household to invest into the business that was literally like not working anymore, because then I incurred so much expenses and was literally like not making any money at all. Then when I moved back to South Africa in 2016, we relocated. I just like started like doing a retrospective of everything that has happened, everything that was going on. By then I already had 3 kids that I had to look up to, and then I decided that I wanted to do the same thing but then differently, because food has always been the passion. It has always been there. As much as I always tried to do something different, I always went back into food. So I actually started like looking back, and I started like looking at what can I do differently this time. And I started just like comparing the mistakes that I made then, which I didn't want to do anymore. And firstly, actually, I started with financial control, whereby I started like taking control of my finances better. And even when I started again in 2017, when I decided to go back, eventually, I don't know whether it was the anxiety or whereby I still wanted to do things very quickly. And then I also made mistakes along the line, which like we started like with, because I wanted it so badly, I didn't analyze or like do a proper risk management of it and analyze like my expenses to my income. The rental was too high, and I just wanted, because the passion was so big, I decided to just like go and do it anyway. And mistakes were committed again for the second time. Mistakes were committed again. It was messy. I had to stop. Then it felt like somehow it felt like history was repeating itself, whereby to a point you start believing in your abilities. You start wondering, is it really this that is meant to be? Should I go back into working for somebody again? And especially when you start hearing from people, especially like people that are closer to you, like your siblings, your husband, your parents, your in-laws, telling you that like, no, this is not meant for you. You have to go back to working. Rather get a job that you know that you are going to have a stable financial income every month. And yes, there were moments that I really wanted to go back, but then let's say like a part of me, like a big part of me, was refusing. It was like it was retaliating, whereby I still wanted to try one more time. Like, let me see, and where am I making the mistakes? What can I do? What can I not do? And as my kids started growing, and I'll look at them, and those they inspired me. It's like they motivated me. And I told myself, I'll do it one more time. And this time I'm not doing it for myself. I'm not doing it because I want to be famous, because I want to be called a successful businesswoman, or because I want to be rich, etc. If I cannot do it for myself right this time, then let me at least do it for my children. And that's when this year I decided to come back again into the industry. I started looking for a place, like all secretively, because there comes a point in life whereby you've made so much mistakes, whereby you even get scared to tell people about your new ideas. You get scared to tell people of what you're thinking of your dreams, of your visions, because your mistakes and your flaws have been greater than your achievements, and you start feeling like, what's the point in telling them? What are they going to think? Let me do it in secret, and then I'll see if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then it's okay. Then I decided, okay, fine, like this year I'm really going to put things together. Let me start again. And I started like looking, like along the way, I've tried so many things. I tried everything. I told myself like, no, maybe food is not really what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe I need to shift my dreams or my projects, or maybe shift my business. And I've tried I've tried trading, I've tried import and export, I've tried corporate gifting, I've tried, and like somehow it was not working. And I told myself like, no, but then that is not what I want. Like deep down my heart, it's not what I want. That is not the passion, that is not the vision. It's food at the end of the day. Then I decided, okay, let me go back into food, into catering, into restaurant, but like this time let me do it different. And I said, for the first time, I actually had to undress myself in front of a situation, because like in spite of all the mistakes that you do, sometimes you try to pat yourself in the back. It's like, no, it wasn't that bad, or it wasn't your fault, or it was because of this, it was because of that. And you try to make excuses for the mistakes that you've done, because you, somehow you're refusing to see the mistakes that you've made and acknowledge them as mistakes. And it's like I had to start looking and find like, this is where I've messed up. This is the mistakes that I've done. This is where I've failed. And this is what I didn't have as priorities, etc. So let me try to do it differently. Then it's like the reminder of, there's a proverb that says, foolishness is when you try to commit the same mistakes or do something repeatedly and expect different results. And I've realized that I was committing the same mistakes and was expecting different results. So it was about time that actually I started getting rid of the mistakes that I've made, correct them, in order for me to have different results. So I started looking for the place. I found the place, and that's when I came to this beautiful place here. And it all happened in a very mysterious way. Like, firstly, I always loved Brooklyn, and I always told myself like, it's either I live in Brooklyn or I'll work in Brooklyn. It's like that was always in there. So when I found the place, and I told myself like, no, this is it. And then we started, and I came to see the place in February. March, I moved in on the 8th of March. Then came lockdown. And to be quite honest with you, I was not dismayed. As much as people were all desperate, like what is going to happen, etc., I was not dismayed at all. And when I decided that I was coming back, just after lockdown, when we went to level 3, if I'm not mistaken, June, that's when they announced that restaurants can now be open, and everybody came like, no, you should look at it, like restaurants are not doing well, restaurants are closing down, what are you going to do? Rather do something different, forget restaurant, do something else. I encountered so many challenges. When I talk about like challenges, was just like let's like more moral support challenges. That's what I lacked this time. It was not finance anymore, but it was just like the support. It's like that you needed from family, siblings, and friends, and they'll come and they'll like, no, it won't be possible. Like restaurants are closing down. We're going through a financial crisis. Do you think you're going to be able to make it, etc.? And then I told myself like, you know what, I have to do this. To a point whereby one of the guys that I met, he told me like, you know what, I think in this type of business, I've realized that for you to make it, you need to counterpart with some white person. Because unfortunately, like restaurants doesn't work, especially like for us Africans, and especially like in the area where you are, if you want to attract like whites and Indians and blacks, like people that will come in and spend money, whether use a white person as a front, and then like you stay in the background. And I told myself like, no, why should I why should I work into somebody else's shadow? Like it's about time, because I believe that I can do it. So if I can do it, then I will do it as me. I will not do it as somebody. I don't want to work into somebody else's shadow. And as we started making my contacts, I didn't even tell my siblings that this is actually like what I'm going to do, etc. I started like doing everything like secretly. And then I spoke to my daughters. They were the first people that I spoke to, like, no, I've decided to go back into the restaurant industry. I'm going to open a restaurant, and then I'm going to start again, and I'm going to work, etc. And my 8-year-old looked at me, and she goes like, she was speaking with the father on the phone. And she goes like, Daddy, the first time I brought them here, she goes like, I am so proud of Mommy. She is going to open, and do you know that she's going to open a new restaurant again? It's such a beautiful place, and then she is going to work again. She's going to become her own boss. I am so proud of her because she doesn't give up. So that just killed me. Cause I like she's only 8 years old, and I started wondering if she's 8 years old and she could see that I do not give up. She could see my fights, she could see my battles, she could see that I kept on trying and without failing. So that just gave me more hope. It just gave me more courage. I forgot about the world. I forgot about what people were saying. I forgot about all the negativity. And I told myself, if I cannot do it for myself, I will not do it for the world. I will do it for them. Firstly, I would like to advise the people out there that they must not give up. No matter what, how difficult situations, circumstances or the situation seems to be, they should not give up. Persistence, perseverance, and most of all, they must not lose focus of the vision. Because I think what gives us, what makes us lay off, what makes us give up most of the time is when we lose our vision, we get distracted from our vision, and we try to, it's like we look at the next person doing the same thing that we're doing, and we see that they're doing so well, they're doing better than us. Instead of us getting discouraged, we must try to learn from them. What is it that they're doing? What is it that they're doing that that is making them succeed? What is it that they're doing that is making them achieve their dreams, their goals? Don't be scared to learn. Don't be scared to ask questions. Don't be scared to ask for advice. Don't be scared to learn from the mistakes. At the end of the day, it's actually like those even like the small little mistake. Don't be scared to go to bed and cry your eyes out because things didn't go well, because a business deal did not go well, because that money that you're expecting, that deal that you're expecting did not go well. I always say, as long as there's life, there is hope. So if it did not work out today, it will work out tomorrow. If it didn't work out tomorrow, it will work out the day after tomorrow. It's about perseverance, focus, determination, and be realistic. Whatever decisions that you do, whatever business that you want to get yourself into, be realistic. Is it working? Is it going to work? What can I do to make it better? And another thing that I've learned is diversify. Diversify, but then don't lose the vision. Diversify, but like don't lose the vision. It did. Like I said, COVID, for me personally, it came to take me out from my comfort zone. It moved me from my comfort zone because it taught me to be more dynamic. It taught me to be more, actually, to be a go-getter, to look beyond circumstances, to look beyond opportunities. COVID has taught me to care more for those small little things that we take for granted, like spending time with family, what matters most. At the end of the day, I've realized that yes, we need the money, but then there's like so more that we can do to make it's like not only our lives but our business a better place. It's like it has taught me to make business differently. For me, COVID has opened up doors because then I'm not just like limited to just like cook food for the people, etc. I actually started looking beyond and say, okay, fine, this is what happened. This is the frustrations. It gave me a bigger vision of where I want to be or where I want to go. It's like it came to open up my eyes. It came to teach me lessons that I never thought that I could learn. It made, I might say, it made me think outside the box. Because then it's like I'm in a position now whereby I know if it doesn't work with food, what can I do within that dynamics? It's like within the business that I already do. It's like if I cannot have people coming in here and sit and eat here, what can I do actually? So I can still continue to do the work that I do. And let me put it this way. I've discovered that a lot of people could not come out. It's like until today, we get people that they're still scared to go out and eat, etc. And it's like I said, what can I do? We started coming up with birthday packages, with it's like we call them birthday in a box, corporate lunches. You still need to have people that need to have a good time, but then it's they want to do it in the comfort of their own homes. They want to do it in the, it's just like COVID has taught me so much. It's like things that I never thought that was possible then. That it's like now that I see it is possible now. Well, prayers has always been there, but I always try to re-strategize. It's like what I do like every week. It's like I keep a diary whereby I write down everything that has happened along the week, and then I try to relook. I rethink my business every week or every month. I try to go back and see what worked. Why did I do well last month and not well this month? What am I doing differently this time that is not working that worked then? So I kind of like have like a checklist whereby I tick everything that I've done that worked. I try to keep them, and everything that did not work I try to rethink and see how can I do it differently. And most importantly, I don't stop learning. It's like I read books, I ask advice from people that are doing it and they're doing it differently. And then I just don't just ask any advice, because I've received many discouraging advices before. So I try to look at people that are going through or that have gone through the same situation that I've been through, and I ask them how did they do it differently, or how can I help, or actually how can I do it differently. I ask for advice. It's like I try to surround myself with positive people, like people that will push you forward, people that tell you, I believe in you, go for it, do it differently this time, change here, change your menu, try to incorporate everybody. Because like initially when I started, I only wanted to do Portuguese food. But then like they told me, like, look around you, look at opportunities, who can you cater, who's in your area, change your menu, try to add, try to create a restaurant whereby you can cater for everybody. And then even if you don't get that Portuguese client, you'll get that Nigerian client, or you'll get that South African client, or you'll get that Afrikaner. So like try to incorporate everything, do it differently. Look, what is it that the others are doing that you can actually like do it differently. So like that is my motto. It's like I wake up, like I come to work every day. We'll come to work and sometimes we won't have any clients at all, but I wouldn't be discouraged. I tell myself, okay, fine, like there was no client today, we'll do it differently tomorrow. Well, it all started within my children. It all started there. Like when I just, like after 2017, I just felt like, you know what, this is it. I will not do it anymore. I've had enough. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll go into farming, or maybe I'll go into something, but then I'll see what I can do. But then my second child, she always calls me the chef. She always calls me the chef, and then she, like in a way, it's like they've always encouraged me. Like there'll be times that at home we will play restaurant, and she'll tell me like, no, I also want to become a chef like mommy. I also want to own my restaurant like mommy. And she's like, and then she told me like, why don't you open your restaurant, mommy? Why don't you? And I told like, no, I've tried, but it was not working, etc. And like, it's like they really encourage me so much. For me, I think the world can stop believing. Everybody else can stop believing. But then if you have the most important people in your life believing in what you do, for me, that was sufficient. For me, it was, and until today, it's like they are my greatest push. For me to be successful is to have, for me, actually, I define success in very different ways. For me, success is to actually like being able to inspire the next person. I always tell my workers, everybody that works with me, I always tell them that when you come and work with me, don't come and work with me with the mindset of an employee. Come and work with me. Don't limit yourself. If you come and work for me and I employ you as a cleaner, don't limit yourself as a cleaner. Learn. So like for me, the fact that somebody can leave my business and go and start their own, if I can inspire anybody, be it in learning a new dish, or giving an advice, or helping the next person make it out there, for me, that is actually like success. For me, success is not the money. It's about what I leave, or what actually like I pass it, or what I pass on to the next person. For me, that is actually success. Well, the money and everything else, it's just a bonus. Like for me, there's no point in making all the money and you are not actually like sowing a seed. It's like you are not planting, you're not leaving anything behind for the next person. Well, I think the fact that we are alive, that that you are able to wake up every day and see that there's still hope out there, that there is still a light out there. So for me, it makes me feel like we are on the right track, because in spite of everything that is happening, we are still up, we're still going. The fact that you wake up in the morning and you open your window and you see the next person smiling, or the next person moving, or the next person going to work or coming from work or trying to do something, for me it's hope. It's like I tell myself, in spite of everything that is happening, if so and so, it's still up and running. So like, meaning there's still hope out there. So like for me, the fact that you wake up every morning in this life, it's already like, for me, so it's also already a hope. For me, I think support. That is what the world needs, support. At the end of the day, I don't think it's the money. I don't think it's like it's the money, especially like I'm talking about like now as Africans, because if you look at the Western, that's what they have, and I think that's what keeps them going, and that's what lacks within us. It's support. Let's say whatever it is that we're doing, if we do not have the support, it's in vain. As much as we try to say like, I can still do it, even if I don't get so and so, it's okay, we will fail. So if we can have the support that we all need, I think what we really need as human beings is support. That is what we lack. It can be any form of support. Let's say, like, let me just give you an example in business. All right, we have the tendency, much like I'm talking about, like the industry that we are in. Unfortunately, I don't know whether it's stigma or it's just like the stereotype thinking, whereby unfortunately I'll come into, we've had that experience before, whereby a fellow African person will walk into the restaurant and she'll say, oh, such a nice place. What type of food do you guys have here? We have 1, 2, 3, etc. And the first thing that they ask you, who's the owner? And if you tell them that I'm the owner, I bet you chances are that fellow African sister or brother will not come back. Unfortunately, they will not come back. They'll rather go to Momo, they'll rather go to, and I'm sure it's like I'm not the only, unfortunately, like in most businesses, I think that's why we Africans fail, because we do not support each other. We do not give, it's like we'll rather go and spend our money somewhere else than within us. Very few, I'm not saying that we don't get that support, very few. I think if we can have more of that support, because I know that if Nee succeeds, then I'll also succeed. If Joshua succeeds, and I'll also succeed. I think if we can have that mindset that I plant here, he'll plant there, and he'll plant there. So it's like it kinds of moves. So I think that is actually like the support that the world is needing that we do not have. Because like we became, I think it's like the world has become so self-centered, whereby it's about me, and if between the four of us, if one has to make it, it has to be me. And me only. I'll rather have Nee to come and ask me for something than me supporting Nee into what he's doing. So, well, if you ask me the same question last year, I'll tell you technology. But then after this pandemic, I've just realized that technology has robbed so much out of it's like our children. I think what they have now that we didn't have then, information. Yeah, so they should like it's like they've got more access to information now that we didn't have, because like that's why sometimes I look back and I tell myself, if I had the information then that I have now, I think I'll be gone, I'll be far by now. So they like they have the information to their advantage. I think perseverance, because I don't give up easily. I don't. Some call me stubborn, some call me courageous. So I don't give up easily. I think for me that is actually like my greatest asset is positivity. Number one is the Bible. I've just discovered late, but I did, that everything that we need, we find it in the Bible. Like every encouragement, every tool. I was like lately, I've been reading a lot the book of Proverbs. And I've just like noticed it's like that is one of the books that I'll recommend. Number one, the Bible. Number two is The Capitalist Nigger. Cause like as I was reading the book, I was being insulted. And when I talk about insult, it's like it's insulted to do better. So it really created let's say like it made me eager to do things differently. So like that's just like The Capitalist Nigger. That is just like the second book. And then the third book will be The Secret. Well, my wish for gold, it's really, I might say it's a very inspirational program. And if you guys could go out there and cause like because I actually like you guys are doing a very good job, and most of the time you'll find that the next person, what all they need is just an inspiration. It's just a push. They just need to hear that one word to actually like to make them go or to make them wake up. There could be people out there that's like they're at their lowest and they just like need to hear that just one word of encouragement. And I think like Gold is doing a great job. If Gold could go out there and really inspire more people and interview more people, that there are a lot of people out there that have got stories to tell that will inspire, that will encourage, that will motivate. So I think what I wish for Gold is to expand, interview as many people as you can, and not just interview, but like be out there on social media, everywhere. It's like be accessible, where it's like you can reach as many people as you can with their stories, with their messages. Like that is what the world needs now, and that is what we often don't get. So I think society can do you both, because it can break you and it can make you. So it all depends on what you choose to take out of it, because it's the same society that lifts you up. It's the same society that will judge you when you fail or when you make a mistake, etc. So like that's why I say like it all depends on how you perceive it. The projects that I have for now, the immediate project is like the current one is like that I'm doing is like it's the restaurant. I want to like to grow my brand, because it's like by creating good food, healthy food, because I believe that you are what you eat, and that food should be medicine. It's like food should be enjoyed, and food should be cherished. So like the first one is just like expand, it's like focus in the restaurant, expand it, make it grow, make it known, and eventually maybe have some franchises with Saborish. And then the next one will be, I'd really love to be like get into farming. I'd like to produce food. I just don't want to stick to preparing of it. It's like I want to be able to produce the food, process the food, and prepare the food. So that is like that is my main goal, because I believe it's like that we've got so much food. Whereby it's like we can be able to actually like I want to be able to teach people how to grow their own food. Actually, we want to get rid of the GMOs, because we've got so much out there that there's like so much food out there, like so much resources out there that we can just like be able like to make our own food. So like that is it. It's like within the food industry, I want to be able to be producing. Well, I think I have. I think I have. Like I was just like telling you, I believe that I'm just like a type of, it's like I've learned the pass it forward method, whereby you learn and you teach somebody to make it. Because if you cannot, like I believe that you don't give somebody the fish, give her a rod to go and fish herself. So yes, I've actually, like, I believe that I've inspired some people out there to go and do their own thing, because I believe in you working, not really like working for yourself. Yes, people should work, people should have employment, people should work for somebody, etc. But then I always tell people it's like the most, it's like the true way to be independent. It's for you to be able to do something for yourself. Use the talents that you have, use the opportunities that that comes before you, especially like the telecaller. I believe that we all have that hidden, that God-given talent that we can always use to create something for ourselves. And like that is what I try to make people see in them. Like when I always tell myself, if I have to encounter somebody, then that person should be able to go home and say, I've met Martha and I've learned something from Martha today. For me, that is a great achievement. If I have to inspire somebody on a daily basis, even if it's just through a book, through an advice, through a word, through a song, through anything, for me, that is my advice of the 4 major points or keys for you to achieve gold. 1 should be disciplined. Because without discipline, there is nothing that you can do. You have to be disciplined with your timing, with what you want, management, discipline. Number 2, planning. I've learned a great, because there's a saying that says, if it's not written, then it will not be done. So you have to do proper planning. Plan, plan, plan. Number 3 will be focus. Focus on your vision, focus on your goal, focus on your achievement. Don't lose focus and reinvent. If you need to reinvent, reinvent. Learn. Don't stop learning. That is actually that will be my 4th advice. Don't stop learning. Like I said, like the world is dynamic and it's constantly changing. It's constantly moving. It's constantly innovating. So learn, learn, learn. That will be my 4 key points in order for you to achieve gold. Well, I'm very number 1, actually, I'm very unpredictable. I'm very unpredictable. Actually, I can say that I'm a go-getter. I love challenges. I love. I think that's why I do. I love pressure, good pressure, obviously. But that's why you find me doing most of the last-minute things, because I think I like that adrenaline of the pressure. I'm a go-getter. I'm very blabby. I love people. I can say I'm a happy person. I am a happy person because I choose not to be angry. I choose not to be sad. I choose not to be. I've got that I don't care attitude. That's like the attitude that I carry every day. So I'm a go-getter. I love people. I love my children to death. So that is the type of personality that I have. I'm very playful. I'm very sarcastic. I always try to look at life in a very playful way. Yes, it is serious, but then I always try to look at it, make fun of situations and learn from it. So that is actually my personality. I'm very serious, but then I'm also very playful. Well, I think I won't really say I've got favorite quotes, but it all depends on the circumstances that I'm living at that moment. And then I'll always have a quote that I will choose to hang on to. But there's quotes that I always carry. One is don't do unto others what you wouldn't want to be done to you. And number 2 will be do not cut your bridges short, because I believe in relationships, and those are things that you have to cherish. And number 3, a third quote will be love. In spite of everything, love. And the other quote will be forgive so you can be forgiven, because I forgive very easily. I forgive very quickly. But for me, I don't really need explanations in order for me to forgive. I just need to remember one good thing that a person has done or that a person is, and I erase everything. So those are the 4 major ones that I carry. Otherwise, it all depends on the circumstances or the situations that I'm living at the moment. Well, I'd like to say a shout out to my siblings. They've been my pillar. I don't think what I would have done without them. They have been there through thick and thin. They have judged me. They have loved me. They have criticized me. They have pulled me together. They have cried with me. They felt my pain. They felt my frustration. So I'd like to tell them that I love them very much and I thank them for their support. I'd like to send a shout out to my children. They are my great inspiration. All that I do, it's for them. I'd like to shout out to my husband for his support, financially, especially for never giving up, for believing. And a shout out to my mom, a shout out to my mother-in-law, that I always say like she's my second mom. She has always believes, she still believes. She's always there to encourage me. She's always there to scold me. Both of them, it's like I always say, I've got two moms. So yeah, these are like the women that I cherish in my life. And to my friends, I've got so many friends that I look up to, so many friends that support me, so many friends from far and near that are always there. Like there's so many, just to name a few. Oh, there's so many. I don't even want to mention them. Otherwise, I'll end up forgetting one. But then there's so many. It's like I've got. I must say, it's like I've got a very good support structure. My name is Marta Braz Manuel, and I am the CEO and director of Ondaka Group and founder of Saborius Portuguese Restaurant. And you are watching Gold. Go for gold.